Hello, and welcome to this episode of the How to Choose Happiness and Freedom Show. I'm your host, Lauren Foster, happiness coach and founder of Be Happy First. Good morning, my Tammy. I love her. She's my partner. She's my co-creator. She's my champion, my accountability partner. Ugh, I love you. I'm so happy that you're here. All right, so this is our month on intention and attention. And what we're going to talk about today is how to have anything you want quickly. And it's very simple. It's not easy, but it is very simple. And it's all about choosing thoughts in this moment that feel good to you. So in my own life, I started 9 days ago being very diligent and religious about doing the 5 steps in the How to Have Anything You Want journaling playbook, PlayShop. So Tammy's put the link to that in there. If you haven't done this yet, please go and do it. I promise within days, you will see change in your life and in the way that you feel. So 9 days ago, I started to be diligent with this every morning, in addition to my other sacred morning rites that I do, my meditation and playing with my stones and my candle rituals and all those things. But I went back to basics, to the 5 steps in the journal PlayShop. And in those 9 days, so many amazing things happened. I have a long, long list of wonderful conversations, inspirations, ideas, unexpected things that happened that were awesome and amazing and great times. I had an amazing day on Sunday with my friend Mandy, who, is the first time I've had company since this whole Seekers thing happened. And we ate and drank and did beauty treatments and, got all pretty and just had an amazing day. So over that 9 days, 2 things happened that were unwanted and unexpected and that I didn't like. 2. Long list of amazing good things. 2 things. And guess what? Even after all these years of studying this material and adhering to these principles, guess what 2 thoughts want to invade my brain? Those 2 bad things. So constant vigilance, people. when you find thoughts coming into your mind that make you feel bad, you're on the path of starting to create and manifest more things that feel like that. And so the trick is to get out ahead of that and be aware all the time of how you're feeling. And when you think of something unwanted that's making you feel bad, you go, you know what? I'm not thinking about you right now. I'm going to go think about my magic orchid for the day. That's the magic of your magic orchid. So if you haven't done the PlayShop yet, this is just one thought, a memory, a person, a pet. Here's Willie. Willie was my magic orchid one day this week because he was walking across my journal while I was writing my magic orchid saying, pick me, pick me. So I chose him to be my magic orchid. And so that day I could physically go and touch him when I wanted to feel better. Do you see how that goes? So if you pick a magic orchid that is in your present, then you can go look at it. You can go talk to it. You can go pet it. You can go interact with it and make yourself feel better in that instant. And then get the momentum of that and get the momentum of more and more great feeling thoughts that are like that, which will lead you to all of the stuff that you want, that you think will make you happy. So today, my magic orchid is my nephew, Scott. He's only 3 years younger than me, so he's more like my brother. He's my best friend. He's always makes me laugh, always gives me good business advice, always gives me honest feedback. We're just very like-minded, and I just love him. So all I have to do is think of him, and that makes me feel happy. And if that's not good enough, I can pick up the phone and call him. So he is a wonderful magic orchid for the day. A lot of times my nieces and nephews and my pets are my magic orchid because I love them. They're awesome. And they make me feel good to think them. Now, the 2 things that went wrong in my life, my dog got in a terrible fight. It was over in 2 minutes. It was terrifying and scary and horrible, but it's over. It's done. And there may be some conversations that need to happen because of that. They will not happen until I'm in a place where I can think that thought and not feel bad. Because if you get into action from an angry, unhappy, afraid, scared, any negative emotion place, you are guaranteed negative outcomes from that conversation. This goes with everything. If your computer is broken, get yourself in a good mood before you call customer support. If your if there's a mistake in your banking account, if there's anything that, if you're having trouble operating a software, get yourself in a good feeling place of kindness and compassion for yourself and the person you're about to be talking to, and start that conversation from there. Don't start mad. Don't start frustrated. Don't start annoyed or ornery or any bad feeling place. Now, that little incident with my dog was not a big deal, and that's a pretty easy thought to turn away from and go, no, I'm not thinking about that right now. The other was a money thing, which is a little bit harder, but still not that difficult to turn away from, because I know that all of the abundance that I'm wishing for is just waiting. And my work is to be in the feeling place of all of that abundance. Now, I can think of times in my life when I've had events that were more serious and more painful and hurt my heart more. And those, you're not going to go from a place of despair and heartbrokenness all the way up to joy and appreciation. It's not humanly possible. You don't have access to those thoughts from that place. But you do have access to a thought that feels a little bit better, and a feeling that feels a little bit better, and a feeling of relief. So if you're just completely depressed and depleted and in despair, then a feeling of anger and indignation feels better than that, right? So go ahead and get angry and go ahead and feel those feelings in anticipation of the next one, the next better feeling thought, and the next better feeling thought, and the next better feeling thought. So if you're always only thinking about what feels better, how can I get to a better vibration than where I am now, then eventually you'll train yourself into recognizing when something comes along that's trying to pull you back down into a lower vibration place, and you shift your perspective. You set your intentions to look for things that make you happy. So our tendency as humans, if we have a problem, is to put all of our focus there. And if we are focusing in a solution-oriented way, then that's an awesome and good thing. But most of the time, instead of being focused on the solution, we're honed in on the problem, and we're allowing all of the feelings of the problem, the argument we have with our spouse, the deficit of money in our bank account, the absence of our soulmate that we're longing for, the absence of the health that we want. We aren't able to look at those subjects and feel good. So that is not a solution-oriented way of looking at it. So eventually, the two bad things that keep popping into my mind, one of these days, one of these minutes probably, since they're small problems, I'm going to come up with a solution while I'm thinking about something completely and totally different. Maybe I'll be meditating. Maybe I'll be sleeping. Maybe I'll be petting my cat. Maybe I'll be talking to Scott on the phone. Maybe I'll be doing something completely unrelated to that problem, and the solution will occur to me. And then from that high-flying place, that feeling of, I know exactly what to do. I feel good about this. I am inspired to act in this way. Then is the time to go back and focus on the problem, when you can look at it with the solution in mind without getting yourself buried in the problem itself. So this is what intention and attention is all about. And it is a minute by minute by minute by minute activity that you teach yourself to do all day, every day. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And you will get eventually one day to the point where a flat tire sends you off into an ecstasy of making new plans, that, your day got switched around all of a sudden. What amazing things are going to come from this? And your instant response is to look for the silver lining, to look for the good things, instead of going through your days with knee-jerk reactions to things that other people and places and things are putting into your world. So first of all, know that if there's anything in your world, you attracted it. It's there for a reason, and there's something good about it. Anytime something unwanted happens, you can go, oh, good. This is going to give me more clarity about what I do want, and help me to focus even more clearly on the things that I do want, as opposed to this evidence that I got through this contrast, this bad unwanted thing that came along. And that's one silver lining. And then the gifts that come from everything, we can't stand far enough back to see all of those things. So incorporating some faith, incorporating some belief that everything is always working out for me. Even this so seemingly unwanted thing that's happening in this moment is somehow, some way, some fashion in my best interest in the long run. So setting your intentions for how you want to feel and what you want your life to be like, and then turning your attention to things that feel like that, not necessarily on that subject. So just to one more little round for clarity, if you are longing for a mate to spend your life with, and your heart hurts every day because of the loneliness and despair of that person not being there, you can never attract that person from that place. So if instead you think about what it's going to feel like when you do, and then you do things and look at things and put your attention on things that feel like that, you're going to turn around one day and there he'll be, with no effort, with no pushing against, with no trying and working hard and using in your very tiny little physical humanness to make things happen. You're getting yourself in a place of allowing all of the things that you want through your intention and your attention. All right, cool. So Tammy is on day 6 of doing the magic orchid and the affirmation statements and the creation statements and the engaging with your vision every morning, and then every evening giving yourself credit for a day well lived and everything that you did right. I need air quotes on almost every word that I say, because there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad. These are only qualities that we assign to things from our own perspective, which we always choose. So go to get enrolled in the free How to Have Anything You Want journaling PlayShop. Do that. Go and join our Be Happy First Together group. That's going private today. So there's a little entry process. We want to know a little bit about you before you get in there. So we're creating a private space for us to go and share things like what we want to get from the PlayShop, what our magic orchid is, what struggles we're having with coming up with and figuring out how this whole process works. It's a place of love and caring and support and feedback and ways to just really further raise your vibration, which is where all the things that you want live. All right, so we're going to be back to talk more about this on Thursday. We're building specific action steps into every episode now, so we might have a few extras on Thursday, but let us know what you think in the meantime. We love you. We're so happy to have you here, and we'll be back here on Thursday. In the meantime, remember, happiness is a choice. You can always choose to be happy first. I'll see you Thursday.